Have you ever felt like you were being watched? Most of the time, it's just your imagination playing tricks on you. But sometimes, it's not. Here are 5 true, terrifying stories that will make you lock your doors tonight. Enjoy.
This happened about 2 years ago. I worked late shifts at a 24-hour diner. It was usually quiet, except for one regular customer, a guy in his 40s. He never ordered much, just coffee. But he would sit there for hours, just staring at me. One night I finished my shift at 3 a.m. The parking lot was completely empty, except for my car and a beat-up blue sedan parked way in the back. As I walked to my car, I felt that familiar prickle on the back of my neck. I fumbled with my keys, trying to unlock the door fast. That's when I heard it. The sound of a car door opening and slamming shut behind me. I jumped into my car and locked the doors. When I looked up, the blue sedan was idling right in front of my bumper, blocking me in. The high beams turned on, blinding me. I honked my horn, terrified. For a solid minute, nobody moved. Then, slowly, the car reversed and sped off into the night. I quit my job the next day. Technology is supposed to make our lives easier, not turn them into a nightmare. It started with a friend request from a blank profile. I ignored it. Then came the messages. At first, they were simple. Nice shirt today. You look tired. I blocked the account. But 5 minutes later, a new account messaged me. This time, the message was a photo. It was a photo of me, sitting at my desk, taken from the window outside my house. My heart stopped. I ran to the window and pulled the curtains shut. My phone buzzed again. "Why are you hiding?" I called the police immediately. They traced the IP address, but it was a burner phone. To this day, I don't know who it was, but sometimes, when I'm walking home at night, I still feel like someone is taking my picture. I had just moved into a new apartment in the city. It was old but cheap. For the first few weeks, things were normal. But then, I started noticing small things. Food missing from the fridge. A chair moved slightly to the left. I thought I was just being forgetful. One night I woke up to a sound. It sounded like scratching, coming from the vent above my bed. I lay there, frozen, listening. The scratching stopped and was replaced by heavy breathing, right above my head. I grabbed a flashlight and shined it into the vent. 2 eyes reflected the light back at me. Someone had been living in the crawl space between the floors. The police found a sleeping bag, food wrappers, and a notebook full of details about my daily routine. He had been watching me sleep every single night. This happened last winter. I was living alone for the first time in my life. A small house at the edge of town. Quiet. Too quiet. Every night followed the same routine. I got home around 11 p.m., locked the door, checked the windows, turned on the TV for background noise. Nothing ever felt wrong. Until one night, something was different. When I pulled into my driveway, I noticed the porch light was on. I always left it off. I stood there in my car for a moment, staring at the house, telling myself I probably forgot. I hadn't. I walked up to the front door. That's when I saw it. Mud, fresh footprints, right in front of my door. They didn't lead away. They stopped there. My heart started pounding. I unlocked the door slowly and stepped inside. The air felt wrong, stale, like someone else had been breathing it. I checked every room, the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom. Everything looked normal. Too normal. I was about to laugh it off when I noticed the TV. It was paused, right in the middle of a show I'd watched the night before. I never paused the TV. I turned it off. That's when I heard the sound, a soft creak, coming from the hallway behind me. I froze. Every instinct in my body was screaming. I didn't turn around, I didn't move. I just listened. Then, a whisper, so close. I felt it against my ear. "You're late." I ran. I didn't grab my phone. I didn't grab my keys. I ran out of the house barefoot and didn't stop until I reached my neighbor's door. The police searched the house that night. They didn't find anyone, but they did find something else. In the guest room closet, there was a chair placed directly under the air vent. On the wall was a list. My work schedule, the times my lights turned on, the nights I came home late, and at the bottom, one final line: "Wait inside next time." I never went back to that house, but sometimes, when I come home at night, I still check to see if the porch light is already on. This didn't start with fear, it started with confusion. Because at first, nothing bad happened. No threats, no shadows, no voices in the dark. Just small things that didn't make sense. I live in a city where routines matter. Same bus, same streets, same coffee shop every morning. People say routines make you safe. Now I know they make you predictable. The first time I noticed him, I was standing at the bus stop. He was across the street, not looking at his phone, not talking to anyone, just standing there. When the bus arrived, he didn't get on. I forgot about him. 2 days later, I saw him again. Same jacket, same posture, different street. This time, he smiled. I told myself it meant nothing. Cities are full of strangers. But then I saw him a third time, outside the grocery store, standing next to my car. He didn't touch it, didn't say anything. He just stepped back and watched me unlock the door. That night, I couldn't sleep. Not because I was scared, but because my mind wouldn't stop replaying his face. The next morning, there was a note under my windshield wiper. I didn't touch it right away. I stood there, counting my breaths before unfolding it. "You're always in a hurry in the mornings." My hands started shaking. That meant he'd been watching me for days. I changed my routine. Different bus, different streets, different hours. It didn't matter. The notes kept coming. Inside my mailbox, on my apartment door. Once, inside my bag. Each one more specific. "You forgot your keys yesterday. You talk on the phone when you're nervous. You check behind you, but never above." That last one stayed in my head. A week later, I found the final note. It was waiting on my pillow. Not threatening, not angry, just calm. "I wanted you to know, before you noticed me." I didn't scream. I didn't call anyone. I sat on the edge of my bed and understood something terrifying. He didn't want to hurt me. He wanted to be seen. I moved out that same night. No police report, no explanation. But even now, years later, when I feel someone standing too close behind me, I don't turn around because I'm afraid that this time he'll be smiling again. Five true stories of stalkers who crossed the line. But remember, just because you can't see them doesn't mean they aren't watching right now. If you want to survive the night, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. You never know when the next nightmare will begin. Sweet dreams.